All right, hey, everybody. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day 2023, and a lot of cooking's going. Oh my gosh, I can't see. I've been cooking so much. There's like stuff on my glasses, and I almost can't see. I hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas. Uh, Kiss all of those you love. I have 21 people coming, and so we have a lot of stuff to get through. Let me get that phone camera going so we can kind of see where we are. I don't know why you're being annoying. There we go. There we go. Mobile camera. So, as you can see, the only thing that we didn't prep is the stuff for cornbread dressing. But which is right here. This is yesterday's menu, but we kind of got everything done. And we're slightly behind, but not really. You've gotten a lot of things. I had to move things around to optimize space. So this is kind of what's going on today. We're going to be making Spanish paella right now, and maybe a little cornbread dressing and chia pino. We'll see how much time I have. Then we have a bunch of stuff that goes very quickly, but it's just a lot of things because they just go in there 20, 30 minutes a piece, or to either prep them or toss them into the oven and stuff like that. So I had to move things around because I'm doing a ham, and the ham's taking a lot of space in there. Um, so we've kind of prepped. The thing that I decided to do is I'm going to make my own garlic butter. In fact, that's the first thing we're going to finish up right now. And so that's kind of where we are. I hope you all are having a great time. And let us switch back to the main scene. Um, and so here we go. And I'm going to power off the phone cam for a quick second. And we're going to get that recipe changed out so that we can kind of talk about what we're doing. Um, See a couple of you joining in. Like I said, I am fixing the recipe. I forgot to do that before I started streaming. All right, and so um, that's where we are. So yeah, it's looking a lot better. So we're going to start by making some garlic butter, and I got all sorts of things ready. Then we're going to proceed into Spanish paella. So I'm going to switch to the uh, close-up view so you guys can kind of see me and what's going on here. And so what I have here is butter that I've softened, and then I have garlic. You take garlic, you can either take a head of garlic, cut it in half, put some salt in it with some olive oil, or you just take loose garlic and toss it in to the oven for about an hour and a half, 350 degrees, with some salt and olive oil. And then when it comes out, you let it cool and you macerate it, or mush it up, which I have done with this device. I think the close-up view would probably work a little bit better, um, so you guys can see what's going on. And then once it's done, you soften some butter, and I have 2 sticks of butter. I just kind of left them out around my stove because it's hot in there. Oh, and I'll show you kind of what's up right now on the stove in a second as soon as we start the main cooking. And so this is how you make garlic butter. And believe it or not, a spatula is probably the better device here. My thin spatula will work, and probably in a different container, but this is the container I did the onions in, and I'm sorry, the garlic in. Hoping everybody can hear me right. Uh-oh, that's crazy. There we go. Hi, Kristen. It's good to see you again. And just checking my chat. Uh, that's good. All right. Oh, I accidentally covered up the chat. There we go. All right. So like I said, we're making garlic butter because that's gonna go. The ciappino, which is an Italian fish stew, works really well with pieces of garlic bread, and I don't like buying the garlic bread they have in the stores because it's expensive. They only give you like 6, so I'm gonna make my own garlic bread because a piece of fresh bread or Italian bread is just not that much money. And this actually needed 3 sticks of butter because, as you can see, it's pretty much there. It just needs a little bit more butter. And so while we cook, I'll be defrosting another thing of butter. Just going to keep it up by the stove. I did a lot because I have a lot of people coming. Um, so 3rd stick of butter, and this will be ready. But pretty much after you macerate it, mix the garlic in, and then you taste it for salt. Oh, it's perfect. It just needs a little bit more garlic. I'm sorry, a little bit more butter. And so that will be that. So I'm going to take this to the side. And now we're going to start working the Spanish paella. I'm going to switch to the open stove. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of stuff here. Actually, I just realized I really just need the stove view. So what we have here, hi everybody, is we have drunken Italian meatballs, which is you take meatballs you get from the store, you roll them yourself. I don't have time for that, so I just buy them from the store. Put them in barbecue sauce, ketchup, and a wine, preferably sherry. That makes them drunken, keep them hot. And so this is done. Then we have what everybody always needs every Thanksgiving, and that is turkey broth. And this is turkey necks. We prepped that yesterday, so this is completely done. If you want to eat a turkey neck while you're there, the broth is perfect. You just kind of keep it hot and keep it warm and going. But that's going to be used throughout everything else I do today. And then we have this giant pan here. It's my paella pan. It's not really a paella pan. And we're going to turn it on. And while the oil is heating, so we're putting olive oil in there. And then we're going to bring the stuff I have prepped. Bring the ciappino stuff, and that's the collards. Oh goodness, where did I put that? I have so many things I've prepped, they're just all over the fridge. Oh, it's in the other fridge. Yep, there it is. Outside, I'm going to show you the oil. So we have chopped onions, and then we have some chicken. And so we're going to take, while we are waiting, I'll do the close-up and stove view, while we're waiting for that oil to heat up, we're going to take our chicken, we've cut it into little chunks, just going to put it in here, into this bowl. This is why prepping makes things so much easier. And we're going to put salt and paprika all over it. Coat it in salt and paprika. And you could do pepper too, but I like to add pepper later. Just a little bit of salt there. And then using seasoned salt. You use kosher salt, but the seasoning is actually good in the paella. Not too much. And then you'll salt that. And then, as you can see, we're waiting for that to heat up. And so we want a lot of paprika. The secret to good paella is paprika. Alright. And we will be adding more paprika into the dish as it cooks. So what we're doing with the oil is that we're going to fry the onions. It's okay, you're not on camera, it's just this view. My husband always gets weird with being on the camera. So as you can see, got this going. It's popping right now. So we're going to make a sofrito, which is onions and tomatoes. So we're going to start by, once it's hot, adding the onions. This is a whole onion. And a piece of chicken that popped out when I put it in the bag. Just toss that in here. And into the stove view, stove view, stove view. There it is. So I'm going to cook this until it's translucent on very high heat. You see my butter here, I'm just using because I have a ham in the oven. Um, I'm doing a pineapple ham, bourbon pineapple ham. And so that's just kind of going, but that means there's heat here that makes things like this easy to rise. Just so you guys can take a look, I also made some paradise yeast rolls earlier. So you guys can take a look. This is the bread. It's actually a large batch, but you can see it has risen a lot. It's almost ready for the second rising. It'll be ready in about 30 minutes. So as soon as I put the paella to simmer, I put it on top of the fridge. But I was actually rising it on top of the stove for the longest time because I wasn't cooking a lot of things on here. Um, so we're gonna let this cook down, and then um, we're going to add the tomatoes, so the sofrito. So I'm sorry, I gotta switch to stove view. Um, Tomatoes is what you use for sofrito. You want petite diced tomatoes. These are sweet onion petite diced tomatoes. You want them fully drained. So I drained them in the sink. It's been draining for actually 30 minutes now. And so we're going to toss that. Once that goes in there, we're going to add the bag of shrimp so it can be draining into the colander. So, but yeah. You may be wondering, what is this for? This is going to be for the bourbon honey glaze for the ham. So you want to do that. The ham was put an hour ago. So in about 2 o'clock, it's 1:15, 1 here. The ham will be ready for glazing. So that's also when I'm going to be doing the turkey. So we're going to let this continue to cook. And this takes a while. This is the longest part, is making the sofrito. While we're doing that, we're going to mince some garlic. And so I have one of these things. It's hand pull. I love it because the electric ones can be annoying. So we're going to mince all of this garlic here that I already have ready and waiting. This was somebody just asked how. Got it from Amazon, and it was like $15. So the beauty is you never have to worry about it not being charged. You just pull it a couple of times, and you have fully minced garlic. See how cool that is? And so just so you guys can see how that looks. Fully minced garlic. Is there a question? Yeah. So, Kristen, you wrote a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know where are you in the country right now? Are you in Houston right now? Did you go somewhere? Uh, Let me know. Y'all may be wondering, I have leftover pineapples in the juice. The juice will be used to make the bourbon glaze, but I haven't eaten a lot today, so I'm actually eating. There's only 3 pineapple slices left, so I kind of worked it rather nice. But the fruit's lunch. And so the juice will be used to make the bourbon pineapple glaze. Sorry, bourbon honey pineapple glaze. And so now, as you can see, we're doing that. The garlic is not going to be added until right before we add the chicken because it will burn. So we don't want to add the garlic too early. Again, I'm turning my butter here because it's really hot over the stove because I have convection going on. Just so you guys can see. There's that phone cam. So this is the ham, honey ham, with pineapple going on. We'll quickly go outside while we're letting those onions cook. We're going to go outside so you guys can see the turkey fern. I have an electric turkey fern. It's almost ready and hot. And so, as you can see, the oil. I've turned it on. That way I can start frying the turkey immediately as I put the rice into, once you put the rice, this is actually a paella where you boil the rice in with the all the veggies and stuff that comes in. Um, so that will take, it takes about 30 minutes to cook. So um, while that's happening, this just stays here. You're adding broth. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get my broth. So I have my broth ready. And it's not broth. I actually prefer cooking with chicken stock. Okay. Once the onions are starting to get glassy, you start seeing a little bit of brown. It's then time to add the tomatoes. Petite diced tomatoes. Not diced tomatoes, petite diced. Okay, and like I said, then we're then going to add, not add, we're going to take the bag of shrimp, because there will be shrimp going in, and since it's full of a lot of water, we just put it back in that colander. You don't have to wash the colander, so it can be draining. It's happening off screen. Um, it's happening over here in the sink. So we have our chicken here, and when a lot of the water gets removed, go ahead and cover um, the shrimp in paprika. You're gonna cover it just like I did the chicken, but I need to let the shrimp drain a little bit. So we are frying the tomatoes. You need a little more oil. We're gonna top the paella with mussels, and so this is a seafood and chicken paella. We're gonna cook this until it is translucent. So since this is going to take a little bit, I'm going to do some of the prep stuff that I did not get to do last night because I got tired. And so we're going to start doing the cornbread dressing. Actually, more and more I think about it, I probably need to do the turkey. So we'll do that now then. And you're like, what does that mean? Well, I need to drain the turkey. Turkey has been brining all night long. And so we're gonna do that in another sink and let it start draining. Then we might do the other prep. So yeah, and then our butter here is done. It is already ready. So we're gonna add that butter back into the other butter that we had, and I'll switch to the close-up view. So here's that stick of butter. It has melted mostly. So we're gonna mix it in. And the beauty of this is because it's in this container, it's still a little hard on the center because it didn't evenly defrost, but that's fine. We're just gonna leave it out. Butter, I'm just gonna leave that there and keep mixing it. Once this is completely mixed, we put it in the fridge because then what we do is I have a baguette and an Italian loaf I just bought yesterday on Christmas Eve right here. We're gonna slice this up and we're going to make our own garlic bread. So let's switch back to the stove view. Actually, I'll keep it. I might switch to the camera view so you guys can kind of see what's going on with the turkey. Where did that go? There it is. All right. I went from an admin to kitchen tender organic gardener. That's awesome, Kristen. It's a little bit of delay. And you asked what kind of butter. I prefer unsalted butter. That is critical because you want to control the salt. You can use salted butter. It's just you really need to be very careful because it just can, mm, it's just kind of crazy. We're going to switch to the stove view really quick. You guys can see how the sofrito, this is part of paella. We want this until the tomatoes are all cooked and translucent. This is going to be about another 15 or 20 minutes. And at this point, we're going to add some seasoned salt on it. Give it flavor. And we're going to put some black pepper in there. I'm trying to, so who else is on? Can y'all write something in chat so I can see that you guys are alive and kicking? And what are y'all doing for Christmas today? I normally do dinner. I don't like doing lunch, it's too early. Okay, well, that's while that's going. I'm gonna go get our turkey. And what I'm trying to do is position. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the turkey, bring it out and just put it in the sink to drain. Oh, we're waiting for the sofrito to finish cooking. So I started brining this. In a giant bucket. So just as you can see, brine is equal parts salt, kosher salt, and sugar, brown sugar. So we're going to switch to the phone view. So there it is. That's the turkey. It's been brining for about 24 hours. And so once the purpose of brine is to soften your turkey when you fry it. So this is a 21-pound turkey. 20, yeah, about 21 pounds. There we go. Toss, toss, tossed. I actually have two buckets because I also have turkey parts, so we're going to drain all of it together. I always like to have extra legs, so we fry the main turkey first and then we let the heat turn back up. So here's the extra turkey parts, and yes, when I brine you add spices, oranges, apples, because you want that seasoning to go into the turkey. The brine, the salt does not go in. There we go. Those turkey legs and wings and a couple of things like that, which will be fried together on its own. Once it dries out, we will inject with Cajun seasoning, Cajun injector, and then toss it into the oil. Turkey first, though. Okay. So go back to the stove view. kind of sofritos coming along. And so we have our shrimp here. We're going to right now cover it in paprika. Why are you no? Oh, because I didn't open it. Just like we did, but no salt. Shrimp can absorb salt. We want that flavor of paprika. We want a light dusting because a lot of it's going to come from the chicken. There we go. And that's that. And so shrimp is ready and waiting while we are working. Unified chat broke again. No roosters. Oh, that's awesome. Chickens and eggs in a pen. That's awesome, Kristen. It's interesting that I have a tool that's simulcasting this stream on multiple networks. And so while that's going on, we are going to toss those oranges. Once you've done that, all the oranges. When I do brine, by the way, brine, if you ever have a chance, go to Good Eats and by Alton Brown and see his talk on brining turkey. What happens when you brine is a fascinating concept. It's a very fascinating thing that happens, whereby the osmotic pressure of the turkey, of the fluids in the turkey, and the osmotic pressure of the water and the brine, the salt actually causes an exchange of fluids back and forth between the water inside of the brine and the water inside of the turkey. And so the salt never goes in. It's just the water in the turkey. They're just constantly passing left and right in and out of the turkey. But what goes in, it takes the flavors. So that's the seasonings. Any seasonings go in. But the salt, because it's on the outside, the salt won't go in past the tissue membrane. But the salt softens the membrane because of that osmotic pressure switch. So that's why you put things into your brine like seasonings. I ate sage, rosemary, cloves, allspice, apples, oranges, because you want that citrus flavor. All of that will go into the meat, but the salt stays on the outside. And then when you fry your turkey, you have really, 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 really awesome moistness. It's kind of cool. It's the sofrito is getting close to. It's almost done. So I'm gonna go outside and grab the turkey holder. And so you're like, what's the turkey holder? Well, this is what the cage that you put the turkey in. Um, oh, okay, the oil is now ready. Okay, my Santa hat keeps coming off, so we're gonna take it off for now because it keeps falling off of my head. It's this headset. Oh, it's awesome. Sofrito is basically done. So it is at this point you add your garlic. You see that garlic needs just a little bit more mincing. Perfect. There you go. See how that looks? I love this little device. So we're going to add that minced garlic in. Not all of it. The rest of it's going to be used. I'm actually going to mince some more. It's going to be used in other dishes that I'm making. All right. So it's at this point now you add your chicken. So put it on this side for some reason. Raising the temperature. This is going to be a little too much for this pan, but that's fine. It can take the mixture out and make the rice extra in another pan later. I can actually save it, but we don't want to cook the chicken all the way through. We just want to cook it so that it's kind of separated on the outside. So they're not sticking together. That means a certain level of cook. And once that has happened, which we're almost at that point, while this is going on, I'm on the other side where you can't see me working the turkey. And just going to do the close-up cam and switch the camera just a little bit to the side. You guys see, it's hard to see, but this is the turkey right here. Here. And so it goes in this cage. I put it in backwards. We got the legs go where the indentation is. And one of the things we like to do is we like to turn the wings akimbo. It looks better when the turkey is cooked. If the wings are akimbo, it's like putting your hands behind your shoulders. Same thing, you want that with the turkey. Presentation is much better, so you just flip that wing a little bit, and then that's perfect. Then, put it into this container. I know you guys can't see as well, because I don't have the hands to go grab the phone cam. I'm going to switch to the phone. You guys can see both. So, chicken's just cooking a little bit. Good. It's now at the point that we're going to add the shrimp. Like I said, this is going to be too much for this pan, which is fine. We're going to take half of it out, and then I get to make paella more later. And I did that on purpose. I might actually make a second paella. Might be a gift to somebody who wants it. I just found an orange in the turkey holder. Okay, now that this is there, I'll move this back. And so now I want you to see the turkey. The wings are akimbo, they're behind there, and we're going to place it into the holder. Just stuff it in there. Then get all the oranges, make sure there's none of them. I have a couple of them. See, little pieces of fruit inside. You want, because they just fry and they'll burn inside of the oil. It's nothing bad, it's just they'll burn. Let's make sure there's none here in the back. Now the turkey is ready for injecting. We're just gonna pat it dry. Perfect. Okay, our sofrito chicken mix is awesome. Yeah. So it's at this point you would add the rice, but before I add the rice, I'm going to take some of this out because it's too much. I'm actually going to leave most of the shrimp. I'm going to take the chicken because I have another bag of shrimp. I like it to be very shrimpy. I'm going to take about half of the chicken out. Some pieces of shrimp will go along for the ride. And here's the beauty, when you take some of this out, if you took too much, you can always add it back in the next step. There we go. I learned how to make this from a Spanish lady during the pandemic. She was Marie Hellman. She actually has her videos on YouTube, on the tube of views, as we like to say. And put this turkey thingy here. Perfect. Now we're almost, oh good, it's mostly done. It's not done. It's just you want it to progress to a certain level. All right, it is at this point we add our rice. You should use bombas rice. I don't have that. Um, bombas rice is hard for me to find. And so I'm using good old-fashioned Uncle Ben's. This will be about, add that. I'll find Uncle Ben's. Bombas is the traditional rice of Spain. Okay. I have people texting me all over the place. You could use basmati rice, but I don't like using basmati rice. Trying to find my other bag of rice. Brian reorganize stuff. Drives me nuts because sometimes I can't find things. There it is, long grain white rice. Just gonna cook it here. A little bit more rice. There we go. That's enough. We will add mussels as it's when it gets mostly done. So it's at this point you add your liquid, but I'm going to add just a little bit more of the meat. It's looking a little dearth. There we go. And now we're going to add our chicken stock, not turkey stock. Turkey flavor bad in Spanish paella. Probably need another box. There we go. And you let that boil, and we adjust the flavors. So it's frito is going. And it is at this point you add the most important thing to make paella, and that is saffron, the most expensive spice in the world. Then add a whole container of it. I actually got these in Florida. They're really cheap in Florida. It's good Spanish saffron. You do not want Mexican saffron. Mexican saffron does not taste right. It's a saffronish plant, but it tastes terrible for paella. It's used in Mexican yellow rice. So we're going to add that whole container. Normally you steep the saffron in hot water, but because that's exactly what we have here, we're just going to add those saffron threads into the pot because it will steep in, and that is what gives paella that yellowish color, is the saffron. Saffron's going to actually turn the red yellow. So we're going to lower the heat, and we're going to need a little bit more broth. So I'm going to get that another can, another box of broth, just so it's standing by. I'm sorry, and I said broth again, I meant stock. There we go. Just want the water to come up. And now we got paella going. Perfect. And that is paella. I just realized I was not in the right view. So this is paella. And so we're going to let this cook. We're going to let it boil. We're actually going to start tasting the flavors. It needs more salt. Where is my salt? There we go. And sometimes, depending on how much flavor you have in there, I will add, as I'm about to add right now, a little bit of chicken bouillon, which has some salt in it. So I'm going to empty that container of it. It just needs a little bit more flavor kick because it's a lot. Then it might need some more paprika, but we're going to season it, let that flavor infuse a little bit, and then we're going to taste it. All right, now, mmm, oh yeah, mmm, mmm, that's good. And just a hair, a little bit more paprika. And saffron is starting to steep. Okay, once it starts boiling, you turn down the heat to low. You don't cover, you can cover this, but you really shouldn't because you're going to be stirring it. This is like almost like making a, um, what's the Italian sticky rice, arborio rice? Oh, my brain can't is not working right now. You use arborio rice, I can remember that name, and I can't remember what it is, but it's that sticky rice the Italians make. And so this is kind of the same process you will use to do this, but it's not going to stick. So, all right, well, while that is going, we are going to switch to the close-up cam, and we're just going to kind of finish out working the turkey. So I now have the turkey sitting here. It is ready to be injected, and I did have some injector already open from the last time I made turkey and the fridge, so I want to get rid of that. Bottle. Oh, it's not the Cajun. Oh, it's the garlic. Okay, that's the one I use for chicken. Nope, I see one. I see you. There you are, hiding in the back. There we go. We always inject with Creole butter. And so I have a half a bottle here. We're actually going to open another one. I just didn't want to open the new one without making sure I had the old one functioning. Here's the new bottle. I already have my injector needle ready and raring to go on the side. And so we're going to shake that bottle. Very important. And then you put this in here and you suck it in. Big injection in the breast. I'll actually do a hole because that's the place that it will lose moisture. So here on the second bottom part of the breast. Notice how you're seeing it increase in size. Okay. Alright, so this one is actually almost out, so we'll open the new one and then pour this one in so it makes it easy to open. Any questions going on? So what are you guys doing for Christmas? Those of you who are watching. I'd love to know. Eating, chilling, you guys with family, did y'all travel? Oh, I got somebody from North Dakota. Hey, I hope it's not too cold up there. Watching me on another channel. People like You said simul stream? Yes, I did say simul streaming. So I have a tool that simul streams. So this is going out on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, now we can get into that little part. Perfect. There we go. We do 2 in the leg, top part of the leg, 2 in the top part of the leg. There we go. Now we're going to pour the old one in here because we're going to use this whole body, because don't forget I got the other turkey parts to do. And so it's actually going to use a 3rd bottle. Yeah, and you inject the other turkey parts too, just like I do this, their legs, and then you just put them in a basket like this. But yeah, the turkey needs to go into the oven right now. It's actually 20 minutes late. That's okay. The good thing is the oil is heated. That's the hard part. We're going to go into the thigh muscle and do a whole injection there. And get that thigh going. Perfect. I'm just going to do a little more here because I didn't put as much. Okay. I normally lift it, and I will do here on the back, just a little bit on the back. A half squirt. You don't want too much down here, but this is some really good meat, especially when you're done with your turkey. Now, sometimes I will do the wing. Today I'm not going to do the wing because it's going to get the salt. But that's it. We're done injecting. And so the last thing you do is lightly salt. Because the Cajun Creole garlic is really salty, you don't want a salty bird, so you just want a very light seasoning of seasoned salt. Very light. And then just a little bit on the back. That's it. All we need to do. Now we're going to put this bird. Oh yeah, and I do leave the plastic thing. It helps keep the bird together. That's it. The turkey is ready to go into the oil. So to transport it, we're going to get one of those roasting pans that sits at the bottom of your oven. Like this. And we're just going to put this on top. So we're going to switch to the stove view so you guys can see what's going on with the paella. You can see rice is rising. It's doing great, and you need to keep stirring it periodically as it cooks. And it's still so hard, so you're going to have to add more liquid. It's just going to, and then the last 15 to 20 minutes of it, you let it steam on incredibly low heat when it's taken all the water out. It's right before right after you add the mussels, which it's not ready for at the moment. I'm just going to add just a little bit more from the leftover. I actually think it could use a little bit more meat. I might end up using all of it because I may have taken too much out. That's the beauty of this, you can always add it back. Because the chicken is 3/4 almost done, and then the rest of it will cook in the juices. And it's also here, when it's this liquid, you want to taste it. Oh yeah, it's some good stuff, baby. Alright, I'm gonna go put the turkey outside. It's really hard to show you guys that, but I'll be right back. All right, we are back. And so I just did the turkey in there, and I want to show you guys what that looks like using the phone cam. So let's walk and talk. And so I use an electric turkey fryer. There we go. And so we're walking outside to the back. Outside I have a tent here because I wasn't sure if the rain was going to continue. I use an electric turkey fryer. They're so much safer than the gas thing. But there you go. That is it frying. Set it to 375 degrees. It actually, because the temperature lowers, you want it as hot as possible. And so what I love about this is any of the liquid or the water comes here into these little troughs right there. You raise it and lower it with this device here. And this is just safest. No catching fire because the electricity doesn't spark. So as you can see, I forgot there's little things flying. Those are cloves. Forgot to take those out. But anyway, it's now going. So uh, let's go back inside. And we're going to, hi everybody. This is the paella as it's cooking right now. Just kind of looking at it from the phone cam view. It's doing awesome. So now that this is cooking, you kind of taste the pieces of the rice, see how done it is. It is so hard. And I can tell by how hard it is, it's gonna need more agua, aka chicken stock. It's a lot of rice. It'll absorb it. It's gonna rise. There we go. All right. Well, it has been awesome cooking with you guys today. I might go live a little bit later as we get closer to the end. But to catch up, I wanted to show you guys I want to show all of you how to make a Spanish paella. I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, um, uh, Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus, all the things, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, just be safe, be happy, be merry, love the ones that you love, give them a hug and a kiss because, we're never going to be here all this time. So it's always about now. There's a line inside of one of my favorite musicals called Rent that says, "There is no future, there is no past. All we have is one day to last." So I want you guys to always, always, always do what you love those that you love, be happy, and always be kind. All right, y'all? I may see you guys later. At minimum on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see what dinner spread